Every child deserves right to education.
They should have community and art centers where young people can go to and express.
Giving them formal education in the Western connotation makes them to lose their dialects, their identity, and their native tongues.
In school, we don't learn things that we learn in theater. I've been here in Footprint for just 1 year and some months. And I've learned a lot of dances. In the process of learning those dances, I learned to endure. No matter what pain you feel, you have to endure it because you're on stage. Many people are watching you.
In our normal school, they don't teach us African dances and theater. They taught us more about our culture. In normal school, they might be teaching us the normal way of life, culture. But in Footprint of David, we are going deeply into it. As my Lord at the palace, I am just a messenger.
For the first time in several months, you have brought a relieving news from the palace.
Pick someone in the audience that you're communicating with, even though you are talking to everybody. Societal factors now. Parents. Some parents will release their kids, but it's because the child has been able to convince his or her parents that she wants to be there. Some don't actually see it. You know, it's still that, there's still that factor of, oh, what will you do with dance? What will you do with drumming? What will you do with singing? You know, some people still see it as a waste of time.
We believe that for us to achieve the desired change in raising up a total child, the case should be more like a movement where you consciously look out for what is actually needed, you know, or what is missing, particularly in the life of a child in our community, where we can stand in, you know. And of course, from that background, it informs those things that, those values that kids needs to have, you know, cultural identity, cultural knowledge, moral values, self-discipline, courage, you know, and also the notion of mental awareness.
Nobody studied accounting. Everybody studied law, engineering. So now, who's going to do all the other stuff that is going to raise our spirits and make us remember the reason why we are here? There should be community centers in every single local government all over Nigeria. They should have community and art centers where young people can go to and express. They should have people running it, and because we're trying to create a more inclusive society that allows everybody to feel like they are relevant and there's something they can give. And one of the fastest way to create that kind of sustainability is to create art centers, creativity centers, dance center, here and there.
As a child, I was always found scribbling, I was always drawing. Even in between classes, I'm always, creating some montage. I remember that my dad had created like a wall where I could do all of my, freestyle stuff that I like to draw. I remember that at some point, I did some stuff that got published in a newspaper. Then one day, so my mom took me to this roadside artist. And I saw this old man sitting in this place painting, and she asked me, "Do you want to be like him?" And I look at him and I'm like, nah, he's like too poor. So she told me, "You're going to be an architect." And I'm like, all right, that's fine, And next thing I did was I started, trying to use my set squares, French curves. But I found out half the time I was always freestyling my stuff, so I didn't do well. So I ended up not, becoming an architect.
Nobody in school, nobody taught me how to start a business, how to be creative about my business, how to be creative with the things that I know, the things that I can do.
No one talks about your distribution, no one talks about your promotion, no one talks about your branding. That plays a big role. Just because you can write a song, you can make a beat, doesn't mean you're going to be a superstar artist. Also, no one ever taught me in school that just because you have a passion for making music doesn't mean you're supposed to be the artist behind the music, right? There are other spaces, like there are music tech startups now, there are artist incubation centers like us, there are different spaces in the music industry that you might be a better fit for than being on stage in front of millions of people.
Nobody teaches you how to be a creative, no. And when you go to school, it's like, you already defined to do like to work in certain areas. They put you in boxes, I didn't grow up in Africa. I grew up in Paris. Where I grew up, there's not many black people. So in their head, I was not able to do anything. They were already there like, you will be a PA. And I tell you, I think I mentioned to you the story I had when I was looking for a job as a journalist. The first impression was like, you don't look like a journalist. So you look like a PA. And it was like ridiculous. So in my face, so what does that mean? Is it because like I'm black, I'm like a woman, like what does that mean? So, and I do hope that, now institution, now it's 2021, and with, the pandemic we just had, with everything we heard in the world, I just hope that now institution will do their best to support the youth.